Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Red 5 Reviews. Today's episode is a review for the game Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. The game was released in 2008 and it was developed by LucasArts. This will be a spoiler-free review, but with that said, let's do this. The Force Unleashed revolves around Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller. Starkiller is Darth Vader's secret apprentice that Vader recruited as a child after killing his Jedi father on Kashyyyk. Vader trains him to become a Sith assassin, tasking him with hunting and killing surviving Jedi to prepare him to potentially overthrow the Emperor and rule alongside Vader. After he succeeds in defeating a few Jedi survivors, Starkiller is eventually betrayed and seemingly killed by Vader after the Emperor discovers his existence. After it is revealed that he survived, Vader again recruits Starkiller and gives him the task to find those that oppose the Emperor's rule and convince them to form an alliance to rebel against him. And now for my thoughts. It's been a long time since I played this game, and I'll be honest, after recently replaying it, it was fun to revisit it, but at the same time that means I did revisit some issues. While it was cool to re-experience all the nostalgia from when I first played it as a college kid, my thoughts on the mechanics of this game still remain the same. While there is some strategy to the gameplay here and there, this is pretty much for the most part a button masher game. I remember watching my old roommate play this, and he complained that you can get through some of the levels just by using force abilities, and I did see what he was getting at. There were quite a bit of moments where I could take out several groups of people without even using a lightsaber, just by force throwing objects at them or just using force push. Which, while could be amusing, also was anticlimactic. Those force abilities were helpful in some parts of the game, especially if you did manage to get overwhelmed, but it did take away some of the fun. Me personally, I like games where you have to strategize. Not only does it make the game more compelling, but it also provides a challenge, and there wasn't much of a challenge with The Force Unleashed. Don't get me wrong, there were some foes you had to work a bit to defeat, but for the most part it was just simple button mashing. I will say though, I did enjoy the story. I like that we got a game that initially revolves around the Sith and how treacherous they can be. My complaint about the story though is I did wish the game was longer. I know there are bonus levels, especially with an alternate ending, but with the main story only having around 9 levels, it did feel a little rushed. When it comes to the main character, I found Starkiller to be intriguing, and I enjoyed Sam Witwer's portrayal, and he did a great portrayal of the Emperor as well. There's been complaints that Starkiller is very OP, and I honestly agree. He's not as OP as he is in the second game, but I'll get to that one later. There was another character I thought was interesting and amusing, and that was Proxy, who is Starkiller's droid companion. He is able to shapeshift by projecting holographic images, even to transmit a message from Vader or other characters. The amusing part was while he's buddy-buddy with Starkiller, he's also primarily programmed to kill Starkiller, which I thought was an interesting and amusing dynamic. The graphics were pretty decent, and I did think there was impressive detail to all the worlds you explore. And on that note, even though it's not an open-world game, there is some exploration. Throughout the game, there are some holocrons you collect. Some are in plain sight, while some take some effort to find and collect. That did add a reason to explore the level, and not just lightsaber your way through the game. These holocrons either unlock force points, or lightsaber crystals, or even alternate suits. What was annoying about these holocrons was when you think you collected them all, you could find out you missed one or two when you get the level stats after completing the level. And then you have to go back to that level to search for it, and if you went too far, you could potentially have to restart again until you find it. But the question is, do I recommend this game to you? Well, I'm just gonna say, sure. I don't necessarily think it's a vital Star Wars game to play, but I do think you can have fun with it. But it's not a game I would go out of my way to play. I do think the story is intriguing and does offer a decently new perspective to the origin of the Rebel Alliance. So with that, I'm going to give Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 3 out of 5 stars. But what do you guys think? Did you like it or not a fan? Either way, be sure to comment your thoughts down below, and if you enjoyed this review, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and consider subscribing to the channel if you're new and would like to stay updated for more of my content. Thanks so much for checking out this video, everyone. And one last thing, there is a novelization to this game, and be sure to stay tuned because I will be reviewing this one very soon. But until then, this is Red 5, standing by.